I have a statement, a link, and a question. With all this talk of the crisis, especially nuclear aspect of things, I really want to know what prevents any public awareness and programs to this, the same sort of preparedness that we had in the 50s and the 60s, with the Cuban Missile Crisis, the duck and cover, fallout shelters, etc.
Well, those were conditioning programs to make people think there was this big threat. It really didn't do any good. Kind of like anti-terror drills they have now is to create the illusion, or SWAT teams freaking out on cardboard boxes to give us, or local police trained by the feds for IED removal. It's all about creating fear, but they've gotten rid of the civil defense groups because they don't want the image of the people being the answer or the posse. So they've gotten rid of that. But go ahead.
But isn't that really important now with I heard a lot of World War III talk today on the show. When's that, rather than, back then, isn't that really important, to the American people nowadays to be informed? I expected maybe more of those type of programs after the attack on 9/11, There's a really good link.
No, they don't want the people involved because it's a fake attack by the people running the government. But let me explain. You didn't hear World War III talk today. It's in all over the major Chinese papers, all over European papers. Rand Corporation saying they want to start World War III with Russia or China as a pretext for global domination, basically. And
and I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm trying to tell people about this stuff. Well,
I mean, listen. Our criminal government 2 months ago ran a sneak attack through Georgia on Russian troops. And Russia said, do it one more time, we're going to nuke all your forces in Europe, and then if you hit us, we're going to hit you. Because, we've got less nukes than you, we've got to go ahead and have a total release on you.
Do you think it has anything to do with the depopulation thing? They want,
No, listen, it's like Moonraker. They built their underground bases. Yeah. Bob, chime in on all this.
Well, I'm not as up to speed as you are on these underground bases, but the gentleman bringing up population control is important. It's part of the reason why they do what they do, having wars to do away with people and to keep economies going, and for people not to keep their eye on the financial and economic problems that exist not only now in the United States but throughout the entire world.
Well, there's a link on YouTube. If you search "We Either Alter," there's a lot of links to, fallout shelters and how to prepare yourself for all this, and I think it's pretty informative if you just search for that. So I just wanted to add that, I just think it's crazy that we're not preparing for that,
Well, Alex ties all this together in his broadcasts, and his staff does too in their releases, and we do the best we can in our limited way. We're kind of a two-horse operation, and we just do what we can do.
Thank you for all you did, all you've done, and you get a lot of great insight, Bob, and you're pretty intelligent. So, thanks. I just wanted to add that. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. In the story up on prisonplanet.com about the Pentagon looking into starting World War III, there's a link here to the Air Force Times from January of this year talking about similar things. So we know they've been wargaming all of this out, but this isn't a hypothetical scenario. They're saying, let's go ahead and start a war to maintain our power. Let's go ahead and take another call. Bob, if you've got to go, I'll let you go, but I'm really enjoying taking these calls. You want to stay one more segment?
Sure, I'll do it.
All right, folks. And then I got another guest. If he can still come on, I'm going to get this local guy on who's fighting the warrantless blood-sucking checkpoints where they take your blood. So that's coming up, too. This is a big story. Rand lobbies Pentagon, start war to save U.S. economy. Shocking proposal urges military leaders to attack major foreign power. PrisonPlanet.com by Paul Watson and Yehan Dai. Stay with us.
We're on the march. The Empire's on the run.
I'm going to go ahead and skip this break and talk to Bob real fast.
Radio Network.
We're still going, yeah. Hey, Bob.
Yes, Alex.
We're going to come back and plug your newsletter and stuff, too.
That's okay.
I'll make sure you have that toll-free number for folks that want to get a free copy.
Yeah, I have it right in front of me. And, Ted's always anxious about that.
Yeah, Ted loves getting those.
He gets a lot of leads from that.
Yeah, that's great. That's fantastic.
And we do too, of course.
Yeah, well, it's good to get the word out to the people. I noticed gold's back up. We're still streaming over the web right now. Maybe for a few minutes we could just for folks out there talk about what's happening, Bob, with gold.
That'd be a great idea because we really haven't touched on any of that stuff today, and we can do it briefly and it just take 2 or 3 minutes. And where I think things are going, and the fact that we got blindsided on this downside in gold and silver and commodities, and didn't realize how bad or how extended the hedge funds were at 30 to 200 to 1.
God knows what's going to happen. Yeah, and then we'll just talk to George, Fred, Ruth, and Robert and let you go. And then, John, did you talk to that John Bush guy about getting him to pop in for the last 10 minutes?
Yes. You want him on at the 50 after?
Yeah, and I had his bio here. Oh, here it is. Yeah, for folks to get out. But this is nationwide, so people everywhere need to know they're federal funds to run these checkpoints to take your blood. So we'll cover that, too, when we get back. Again, Bob, what I'm doing with these breaks is we're not on the AM and FM, shortwave, or satellite, but on my huge internet audience and PrisonPlanet.tv viewing audience, we skip a lot of these breaks here just to give the viewers kind of the behind-the-scenes as we have these discussions.
Incidentally, we pick up a lot of your stuff and put it as links in the forecaster.
I've seen that, and we appreciate that. We appreciate
Yeah, well, listen, hey, that's the least I can do. And, I don't take them all, but the ones I really like, I put in there. And, of course, that one that Paul's doing today will be in there. It's already up, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, Judy, my wife, will pick it up.
Rand lobbies Pentagon, start war to save U.S. economy. That's up on...
I still like to know the source on that, how they got the information. You see, somebody on the inside tattled on them. They don't want it to happen.
No, absolutely. That's like 3 months ago when Cheney wanted to have Navy SEALs stage attacks on U.S. ships in the Strait of Hormuz. The White House leaked that, and that was confirmed to be, MSNBC reported on it, and so did, first person to break it was Seymour Hersh. White House sources, we wouldn't give the source out, but if Hersh is reporting it, it's accurate. So,
and so what the guy said to him, or the lady, was, look, these people are nuts. I don't want this to happen. Here's the story. Break it, and they can't do it.
Yeah, well, it's in a bunch of European papers, and French dailies are reporting it, and the Chinese national newspapers and stuff are all freaking out.
We'll go into the European stuff because we do Spanish, Italian, French, and German.
All right, here we go. Well, we had Jesse Ventura on again today, got into a bunch of issues like martial law and things we haven't covered yet with him. That'll be re-airing on the internet only and on the AM and FMs across the country as they re-air those, but on the web at Infowars.com. The show ends here in about 27 minutes. I want to jam in George, Fred, Ruth, Robert, and Billy because Bob's got to go here soon. I wanted to get his take on the bottom for golds must have been hit because it's going back up in the last 4 days. But real fast, George in PA, you're on the air.
Hello, Bob. Thank you for your newsletter. I was just trying to skim through the latest one. And I just wondered, do you have a site, one place where you have your current recommendations?
Yes, we have it in the newsletter once a month. And anything that we see changes in, we'll include it in one of the issues or have a special. And I haven't made many changes. We're long gold and silver-related assets. We're also long Swiss franc government bonds, and we're short a host of companies. In fact, I'm watching one of them right now called Goldman Sachs, and we recommended the short. Now, this is betting it's going to go down at 190, and it's trading under $100 right now, and I love it.
You'd go short on that again at this point?
Once it goes through 86, 88 to the downside, it's gone. And we just saw that to happen to others. They're in serious trouble like everybody else is. They get greedy and did what they shouldn't have done.
And that's why they want to start World War III to cover it up or failing forward.
Exactly, Alex, exactly.
It seems to me like the government's trying to inflate their way out by printing a bunch of money way out of their debt. Are you going to go short on other fixed income things like utility companies and such?
I haven't decided that as yet, but I do think that the market is going lower. You're seeing an election rally here and also an opportunity to make a lot of money for the people who created this.
That's what you said 2 weeks ago. You said it would run back up to 9,500, maybe even 10,000, and then it's going to race back down and maybe even bump again. But when are you saying it's really going to tank?
After the election, early next year, it'll get out and test 7268 on the Dow. And
would you get out of the market right now that it did rally up to 9,000?
Oh, absolutely. General stocks, yes. Not gold and silver stocks. As a matter of fact, my favorite stock is Agnico Eagle, and I see this evening at 6 o'clock Eastern Time that Sean Boyd from Agnico Eagle is going to be on the Mad Kramer show. That should be very informative for you people. He's just a wonderful person.
All right, got to jump. George and PA, thank you. Fred and Philly, you're on the air with Bob Chapman.
Okay, I have a question, Bob. The Lehman Brothers bankruptcy, $639 billion bankruptcy that was declared. People lost money that were debtors, and I don't understand how that was